My name is Billy DaMota. I'm a casting director, entrepreneur, raconteur, jack of all trades, musician, rock and roll musician. Come see the band. Well, I'm not supposed to say that. Oh, but come see the band anyway. Don't listen to these guys. And interviewing me today is Brian Sunalot. And so, no further ado, here is Brian Sunalot. And I guess you're going to ask me some questions today.
Yes, Billy. First off, do you want to tell the viewers how you got started in the casting director industry?
Sure. It's a long story. I'll try to give you the thumbnail version.
Okay.
I grew up in San Francisco playing rock and roll, and as a sort of a musician in local bands all through the 60s and 70s. Early 70s, I decided I was going to come to Los Angeles and become a famous rock and right. I was going to be a rock and roll guitar god, and then disco happened, and it kind of screwed me all up. So I wound up getting into the retail business. Actors wait tables, musicians sell things, and that's what I did. I started selling clothes and shoes and real estate, and I finally got into the car business. And I was the sales manager, general sales manager for Beverly Hills Porsche Audi.
Wow.
Selling brand new Porsches and Audis. And I was hating my life because all my friends were singing and dancing and acting and playing, and a friend of mine was casting movies, and I asked her one day, I said, how do you do that? I mean, I love movies, and I love people, and it looks like a good job. And she says, yeah, you should try it. Why don't you work for me? And I said, okay. So I wound up working as her intern, and basically apprenticed with her for 6 months for free, because that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
She paid my bus fare, and you know, that was about it. And after about 6 months, I wound up working with her full-time on payroll.
Nice.
Making $400 a week.
Which is great. Bucks,
which is yeah, and probably more than I'm making now with the way the business is. But I learned a lot from that. And that was in 1985, and she was working on 3 movies at the same time. She was working on what were they at the time? Commando. She was just finishing up. I think it was Weird Science with Joel Silver.
Oh, okay.
And she was moving on to a movie called The Running Man. So I started working with her on big studio movies. We did Commando, Predator, The Running Man, a lot of Arnold movies. We did Three Amigos together, which was a great, fun movie to work on.
Yeah.
We did Project X, the monkey movie with Matthew Broderick and Helen Hunt, one of her big feature film. For one of her first feature film starring roles.
Nice.
Which was great. And then after about 2.5 years with her, I started my own company. She took a break to have a baby. She was pregnant and couldn't work. We finished The Running Man, and I went on to work on a movie called Colors with a woman named Lauren Lloyd. It was my first associate credit, and I worked with her on the epic gang movie with Sean Penn, Robert Duvall, and lots of gang members. Gerardo's first movie, Gerardo Rico Suave, and Damon Wayans. I mean, it was just a great cast, and it was fun actually going into the community and actually casting in the community. But that's how I got my start, and never looked back. I've gone on to cast, 100 movies, a lot of independent films, some studio movies, and that's where I'm at.
Is that mainly your area of expertise, independent films?
Now it is, yeah, by choice. I've been offered a few studio movies and have gotten into, the whole. I mean, the studio system for me was always a little bit impersonal. I always felt like when I was working with the studios that I was more of a secretary than I was an artist.
Right.
And I think that as a casting director, you need to be part of the whole, sort of creative process in creating a picture. There's a canvas, and we all have to, paint with our colors. And I just thought I was a little restricted with the big movies. So independent films gave me an opportunity to work with a lot of young filmmakers, a lot of exciting new filmmakers who I was a god to, because it's like I'd been working on a lot of films, and also just I think it was just rewarding from the aspect that you get to really your your creative input is really appreciated and shows up on the screen. So for me, that's a really important thing.